we meet next week, no, you will be bombarded with a lot of assessments na naman, no. Siguro hopefully no, it will not be much of a stress to you, no, kasi you've been prepared for quite a long while. But anyway, let me introduce a new topic, no, a new topic. So you notice that every meeting mayroon tayong bagong topic, and this is already ano, ang topic na ito is supposed to be for quiz number 4 na, no? Kasi natapos na tayo para yung topics for quiz number 3. But anyway, let me introduce this new topic. So, I hope you see this picture, no? What does this picture say about the Philippines at this point in time or during that time, no? Ano kaya ang sinasabi, ang pwedeng masabihin ng painting na ito? By the way, this is the work of Fernando Amorsolo, no? So what does the painting depict? Does it tell the time? Does it tell culture? Does it tell the background or the environment? Does it tell yung dress ng mga tao? What do you think? What does the picture or the painting tell or say or depict? What can we learn about history from this painting? Maybe that's the better one. Stephen.
Ano po, from the painting po, I can see the Philippine identity and the culture and tradition po at the time po.
Okay, can you make it more specific? Like for example, what are the culture and the tradition that are evident in this painting?
Yung mga madalas pong makita po sa mga probinsya po, yung lalo na tapos yung folk dance po na tinikling and yung mga yung pananamit po nila.
Okay. So halimbawa, what does their outfit say about their time? So siyempre kung nakita natin yung damit nito, kailan kaya ito nangyari, kailan ito sinusuot, no? Bakit sinusuot? Mga gano'n. Ano kaya yung mga pwede nating mga detalye na pwede nating makuha dito? Okay, sabihin na lang natin, very easy to say, no? It actually depicts the Filipino culture. Definitely kasi they are Filipinos. Diba? Pero let's try to look into the details. Ano yung mga detalye na makukuha natin? Gaya ng sabi ko kanina, what historical facts can be gleaned from this painting by Fernando Amorsolo? Okay. Aliana, what do you think, Aliana?
Sir, for me po, aside po dun sa Filipino identity and yung culture po natin and traditions such as folk dance, iba ko pong na-observe is on how the painting depicts po yung rural Filipino life ng mga tao po noon. Like if mag-observe po tayo ng mabuti, ayan po yung background is bukirin. So maybe it it symbolizes ng kasiyahan po like after po ng siguro po pag-aani aside po
harvest,
sa harvest season po. Kumbaga is sino-celebrate po nila in a simple way or nung panahon po na yan is yan po yung paraan kung paano po mag-celebrate and paano po namumuhay yung mga tao noon sa probinsya. Yan lang.
Meron ka bang paliwanag tungkol sa damit? Yung pananamit nila. Why do they need to cover their head? No? Bakit kaya ganun? Aliana.
Not sure po sir, pero noon po kasi ang mga babae po is ang sinusuot po talaga is yung saya po na mahaba and yung baro po naman po pang itaas such as kimono po ganon. And I think po kaya po yung may takip nga po sila sa ulo, it is because try lang po siguro po dahil sa init po and since nagsasaka po sila and nag-harvest din po ng mga prutas, ginagamit po nila yon for protection po sa heat ng sun. Yun lang
Okay,
po.
so practical din ano, napaka-practical yung sagot na pwede siguro ang dahilan kung bakit meron silang ganong kasuotan kasi that's going to protect them from the heat of the sun. And that also tells us the place where this one is practiced, and that's a tropical country like the Philippines, di ba? So ibig sabihin na meron tayong mga detalye na makukuha by just looking at the picture, no? And siguro this one is tinikling, di ba? So saan ba nag-originate yung tinikling? Aliana, do you have any information about that? Where did tinikling originate? Is that a dance from Cebu or sa David?
To my knowledge po, tinikling originated sa Leyte po.
Okay, doon sa Palo Leyte, no? Sa Palo Leyte nanggaling ito. So, ibig sabihin yung background niya, siya just trying to imagine, ano, that's the background of Leyte, that's the background of at least yung Visayan province na yun, no? If you have been to Leyte, it is often visited by typhoons. Tapos yung kanilang yung kanilang countryside, green siya talaga, green na green yung countryside. And it's actually good for planting kasi it's often visited by rain. Kaya lang kung minsan yung rain ay masyadong malalakas gaya ng Yolanda last time, di ba? That kind of thing, so that's Palo Leyte. And at the same time, makikita na natin yung rustic life, yung rural life na sinasabi ni Aliana kanina, no? And it also defines the kind of dress or even the headgear that they were using at this time. And pwede natin sigurong sabihin kung saan ito, definitely it is a rural setting, but even the time, yung time o yung year na nangyari ito, siguro we are talking here about around 19 or early 1900s, 'di ba? Early 1900s, yun yung prevailing lifestyle of the people or even yung pananamit nila, 'di ba? So ibig sabihin pala na ang painting na gaya nito talks actually portrays or depicts a lot of historical details that would actually talk about the time, talk about the people, and talk about the place. And then that's what we are going to that's what we are going to discuss today on how we will be able to derive historical information from these creative works that artists do. Okay, so let's start. Okay. So, ano bang relationship ng records at ng history at saka ng art? So, one of those things that is pretty obvious is records of past events. Just like this painting by Fernando Amorsolo in 1942. And 1942, ito yung kasagsagan mismo ng occupation ng Hapon dito sa Pilipinas, di ba? So, invaded December 8, 1941. And then, of course, kung konti na lang naging 1942 na. So kasagsagan talaga ng occupation ng Hapon dito sa Pilipinas. And one of those things that they did is they actually bombarded Manila. Bombarded Manila until such time na declare yung Manila as an open city. Pero there were actually a lot of buildings that were destroyed, no? Gaya ng halimbawa itong Intendencia, that used to be an archive of the Philippines, no? So ito yung unang building ng mga archives dito sa Pilipinas. Kaya lang ito naman it's actually bombed and this time it is burning. Okay. So knowing Fernando Amorsolo, no, napakagaling na pintor. By the way, si Fernando Amorsolo is the first recipient of the National Artist Award. It was given in 1972, no? 1972. I would think, no, I would like to believe that he was one of the witnesses of the ravages of war in Manila kasi nandito nga siya sa Manila at nandito yung kanyang career dito sa Manila. And ito nga dahil sa napakagaling nitong napakagaling na artist, parang sometimes the beauty or the execution of this beautiful art piece may sometimes overpower the kind of horror that people experience while this thing was happening, to the point na parang ang ganda naman, ang ganda namang ng painting, pero syempre yung experience mismo is horror, no? Pero the thing here is like since we are trying to relate art with history, these paintings would actually tell us or give us a visual representation of that thing that happened in the past. Kaya nga sabi natin, paintings or in these artworks are forms, no, are forms of record of past events. So makikita niyo dito kalesa, no, kalesa. So siguro that's the main means of transportation during that time, no. And at the same time, yung mga tao naka-sombrero pa rin, ano, tapos yung damit nila talagang very Filipino, coming from doon sa part ng Espanyol na ganyan yung kanilang mga damit. Hanggang ngayon, yung mga ordinaryong tao, ganun pa rin ang kanilang mga pananamit. So, there was that event in the past that actually is depicted here. That's why we consider this to be a record of past events. Okay. It can also reflect na social conditions o yung ibig sabihin yung mga realities of everyday life or how people live their lives in the past. Okay. So the example that we have here is instant bistro, no? Instant bistro. Ito yung mga kainan na nakikita natin sa palengke, 'di ba? O kaya kung saan-saan. Ngayon actually na kung saan-saan na, no? Meron ng mga locations ito, no? Doon sa UP, meron silang Maginhawa ba yun? Yung Maginhawa Street. Doon sa Maginhawa Street, hili-hilerang mga ano yan, hili-hilerang mga restaurants, di ba? Or and actually maraming mga lugar na na-create just for people to eat, no, that kind of thing. Pero nung mga 1980s, this is the kind of scenario that we can find, no, in this instant bistro, parang mga restaurants anywhere in siguro sa palengke, 'di ba? And ano yung mga makakita natin? So people from different walks of life, no? So nandito mga mayayaman, nag-order. So siguro take out ito. Meron din mga jeepney drivers tapos nagpapainit ng kanilang pagkain doon sa kanilang radiator, no? Umuusok pa, 'di ba? Pwedeng ganoon, ano? Or ito naman nagluluto, 'di ba? Tapos ito ay yung mga basyong mga bote, tapos mayroong natitirang soft drinks, tapos sinisip-sip pa, 'di ba? So meron din ito, no? Supposed to be magtitinda sila, nahulog yung pagkain, 'di ba? And then pinupulot nila, ititinda nila, 'di ba? That kind of drama, no? So yung gulo mismo, no? Yung gulo mismo, yung chaos mismo ng iba't ibang mga boses doon sa lugar na yon, ano? So kaya later on cacophony talaga yung kanyang cacophony yung kanilang description tungkol sa buhay ng mga Pilipino. Sa isang lugar lang nangyayari yan. And of course other things like for example yung meron din yung traffic dito, 'di ba? So sa tingin ko hanggang ngayon meron pa rin, 'di ba? Nakaharang ng mga sasakyan tapos may nag-order sa taas, inakyat pa niya, nasa bubong pa siya, 'di ba? Parang this is the spice of life, no, that we can see in the Philippines, no, in the Philippines, particularly in the metropolis, no. And this was actually captured by Larry Alcala. And by the way, meron siyang regular na space doon sa newspaper, no? At tapos yun kung minsan yun ang dahilan kung bakit binibili nila yung newspaper dahil gusto nilang makita yung cartoons mismo, no, spice of life ni Larry Alcala. And of course si Larry Alcala later on was awarded as National Artist for Visual Arts. Later on papakita ko pa rin ito. Kaya lang syempre just to talk about this letter B. Indeed, no, it describes the life of the Filipino in a certain setting, no, and that's one of the purposes or siguro significance of art. Okay. Another one is it could also be a sources of political expression or propaganda of an era. So in this one is taken from Manila Times, August 18, 2018. So editorial cartoon ito, na kung saan ipinapakita mismo yung flood control project. So ibig sabihin pala, yung flood control project has been a persisting problem in the country since siguro time immemorial pa. Pero siguro only up to this point that they are discovered that it was actually an opportunity, an occasion for corrupt officials to accumulate so much wealth, 'di ba? So kaya naging controversial siya ngayon. O ngayon lang siguro lumalabas yung ganong mga kalakaran. Kaya nga kung minsan, no, whenever a new businessman would enter a place and they will be asked some bribe money, 'di ba? Parang sasabihin nila padulas, at sasabihin nila ay ganun talaga dito, 'di ba? So ibig sabihin yung corruption is very much entrenched in our own culture, no? Naka-ingrain talaga